Well, hello everybody out there, you vinyl enthusiasts, you crazy addicts for PVC. It's Isaac from the Blind Island coming at you with another Vinyl Finds video. It's been a while. It's been a good break. It's been very needed. A lot of soulful rejuvenation has occurred while I've been on this break, and feeling great, honestly. I'm in the best place mentally, emotionally, spiritually I've been in a long time. And with that has come some truly phenomenal records. And I'm going to try and blaze past through this. I guess I'll show what's on the table right now. My buddy Brad Teal, great guy. One I'm going to share in here was a gift from him. He really got me into this guy, Rashawn Roland Kirk. This is the original stereo Mercury label of We Free Kings. Great jazz record. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. And, you know, there's just too many records to talk about. I'm going to be skipping through a couple. Very quick, just overviews of what kind of is behind me. Tenger Nomad, that's really good. Electronica, I got a great lot of Antonio Carlos Jobim. Wave was included, and another record I'm going to show is included in there. You could probably make out Hound Dog Taylor. This is Natural Boogie, and I got that for a great price of only $14 from Mad City Music. Got this Sergio Mendes in the Brazil 66, their first record. And then also been reassessing, reevaluating Weather Report. Obviously was missing out on the boat there. That's something that I really learned in this whole season, is that sometimes I let reviews and things of what people thought really influence me instead of just enjoying music or just taking it in, and I really needed to do that. Also, this Venture Brothers soundtrack, Volume 2, so good. The music of the Venture Brothers TV series, it's like a mixture of blaxploitation, spy movies, and your favorite electronica hip-hop record, and it's just a great soundtrack. So I got that from Eroding Winds in Oshkosh, and it was a total grab. So let's take that in. Now, to begin with the finds as they are, I'm going to try and blast through these as quickly as possible. I got a lot to go through. So we'll start with the more contemporary stuff first. This was a record store day pickup. This is the Surefire Soul Ensemble, Step Down. And this is a really nice release from Coal Mine, really good jazz funk, definitely more heavy on the jazz. And this is a promo copy from Coal Mine. I just think that it's super cool to get these promo copies from newer albums. And yeah, I'm kind of with Dylan at Noble Records, kind of a promo guy. I think they're really neat that they're the first ones that came off the press. And I like the fact that this one is on black vinyl. The other releases are all on clear vinyl or some other colored variant, and I just prefer black vinyl. So really cool to pick that one up. Definitely going to probably be included in my best albums of the year. Speaking of, this is an amazing record. Misha Pamphilov and Sean Lee, their latest collaboration, Space and Tempo. This was released on the Funk Night Records label. I pre-ordered this album. It's supposed to be released May 20th, but they sent it to me early, and boy, is it just a great groove record. It basically is just minute and a half, 2 minute long sketches, and it kind of reminds me of David Byrne and Brian Eno working together. Just a really cool electronic infused record. Really recommend it for anybody who's into that style. So another one that will probably be on my best of the year. And then this was an album, again, just records that I wasn't able to talk about. I love the band L. Michaels Affair, and I got into the release Adult Themes, which I also purchased recently. And there was a singer on there that was just kind of singing ambient wordless tunes, and really cool. And then I realized that the singer actually had a band, and they were called The Shacks, and they released an album on Big Crown Records, and it's actually produced by the mastermind behind the L. Michaels Affair, Leon Michaels. And when you listen to this on streaming, you'll be like, that's a nice twee pop record. I personally bought it because it was only $4 online for a brand new record from 2018. And when I got it home, wow, there was something lost in that digital master, because this is a beautiful sounding record. I would highly recommend anybody who's into just beautiful production and beautiful sounds, pick this up. It is, you can pick this up all day long on Discogs for $5. So go ahead, treat your ears. It's a magnificent stereophonic experience. Speaking of pre-orders that I got, this is the Monophonics. It's the newest record from the band of Kelly Finnegan on the Coal Mine label. This is on Jungle Fever Swirl, and it's so beautiful. This is a great album. It really does feel like it feels like a concept, like you are just traveling through the rooms of the motel, and it came with a matchbox and actually a keychain from the Sage Motel. So really highly recommended. Another one that will probably be on my year-end list. Another album that another guy that I got really into is Janko Nilovic. He is a library maestro, mostly known for his very sought-after album Soul Impressions. And he came out with an album at the age of 82 called Supra Hip Hop Impressions. And I purchased this one from Dusty Grooves in Chicago for $5. I am so happy that I did. This is a beautiful sounding record. And if you're into that library funk sound with hip hop elements, then this is going to be a complete treat for your ears. I don't know if they're still for sale over at Dusty Groove. If they are, jump on it. You will not regret picking this copy up. And then this is a recent reissue. This is a reissue from Mr. Bongo. This is Arthur Versailles. This is really nice Brazilian orchestral funk music. I think, geez, why am I blanking on her name off the top of my head? Oh well, it doesn't matter. This is a beautiful Brazilian, just flourished album. Truly lush. Lush is the correct word for this. Very, very nice, and I highly recommend anyone. You can pick up these copies anywhere between $23 and $30, and on Mr. Bongo, they, remaster everything correctly. It sounds really, really good. All right, I need another drink. Okay, guys. So talking about, we're getting into the vintage stuff now, and talking about records that I have been reassessing and reevaluating. This is one that has been near the top. This is Bob Dylan's Shot of Love. I always kind of wrote this one off as cheesy, as just Dylan and his Christian phase, but I just recently re-listened to it, and yeah, there are a couple of clunky tunes on here, no doubt, but it's a lot better than I remember it being. I prefer this to Infidels wholeheartedly, which most people call that his comeback album after the Christian trilogy. Beautiful songwriting on here, and also really angry. He's just angry in this album. A song called Property of Jesus. Most people will be like, oh, well, that's just a come to Jesus type song. It's really not. It's about this guy basically just how Dylan perceives others perceiving him. And it really does remind me of that kind of same sneering, snarling tone that he has on songs like a Rolling Stone or It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. Just really angry, and just a cool record. If you haven't listened to it in a while, I do highly recommend going back to it. Give it a listen. It cuts the difference between the gloss of God Serve Somebody or Slow Train Coming and the grit of Saved. And I'm not a huge fan of either one of those really, but this one splits the difference, and it's really, really good. And this is a record that I found, and one of my favorite channels here on YouTube is Terrace Turntables. She doesn't make as many videos anymore, but she's just such an amazing person and a lovely human being. And I was out at a thrift shop in Beaver Dam, and there's this guy. He always has a stack of records that kind of has like the sweet goodness in them, and the rest is just junk. But he hasn't priced it yet. So I asked to look through his stuff that he hadn't priced yet, and lo and behold, here is an original copy of Dennis Brown, Satisfaction Feeling, an original pressing on Yvonne's special in Jamaica. And boy howdy, oh my gosh, I think I get reggae now. I get it. I didn't before, but like I enjoy pretty much every genre, but this really unlocked my ears and made me understand like something in a way that I think Bob Marley kind of has become so ubiquitous, especially in kind of bro college culture. This just really opened up my ears. I'm definitely going to be diving deep into reggae this summer. Hopefully I can have some more luck in finding some really nice Studio One stuff, but in the meantime, I played this a dozen times over, and I'll play it 100 times again. It is such a great record. Now this one was an eBay find, super cool. This guy, he's Candido, Dancing and Prancing. This is on the Sal Soul record label, and just really good disco funk. And with some Latin beats and just heavy on those bongos. I mean, look at that record, like that sleeve. It is groovy. It's crunchy. And I enjoy it tremendously. And I definitely get my head grooving when I'm listening to it. Very, very good. And next, this one came from one of my favorite shops, Paramount Records in Watertown, and this is Spotlight on Pharaoh Sanders with the Latin Jazz Quintet. This is a reissue. The original one is O Pharaoh Speak by the Latin Jazz Quintet. This one is missing 2 tracks, but honestly, I don't think that you're missing much, and I prefer the cover for this one, actually. It's not as cheesy, just getting a look at Pharaoh in all of his glory. This kind of reminds me a bit of Salah Ragab's Egypt Strut, and I really, really enjoy. I know it's a quintet, but it has this huge sound, and a very young Pharaoh Sanders on here. Apparently it's one of his first sessions, and he's definitely reined in, but he does have that wild, free sound that he will continue to explore when he gets older. And I really, really enjoyed this record, and I have enjoyed just taking it in. It's definitely a cooker. And a gift from my good friend Brad Teal. He really got me into Rashawn Roland Kirk, and this was kind of what kicked it off, is Rashawn Roland Kirk and the Vibration Society. Rashawn. This is a live album. This is a promo copy, white label promo copy, and it's super clean. And I just love like all the different elements that he brings in here. There's even some spoken word pieces. I just think that it is a very interesting record. Brad and I, we really like the weird, so we're willing to just go into it immediately. But maybe for your first Rashawn Roland Kirk album, not the best place to start. I would suggest maybe We Free Kings, but this is so cool. If you want to put yourself into the deep end, I would definitely recommend this record. It is a phenomenal find, and thank you very much, my friend. This one just came in the mail today. Another really good jazz funk record, and this is Eddie Henderson Sunburst. This is like Muscle Shoals, really groovy, powerful blaxploitation jazz funk. Just look at that like cover. It's obviously just like, there's that flair, and I know that he's sitting down, but part of me is just like, he has his trumpets in one hand, but then there's a gun going off right over here, and it definitely sounds like that. Just a flash, a bang, and ready to go, like take off. Really, really cool record. Really happy to have this one. This one was found in a little tiny shop in Hayward, Wisconsin. And this guy obviously didn't know what he had. These Blue Note classics, they used to be, you know, dollar bin fodder all day long, but they've kind of jumped up in value recently, especially with the releases of the Tone Poet series. And this one especially is Bobby Hutcherson Patterns. Unreleased material that was released later in the late 70s, early 80s. I got this one for $15. Medium price on this usually goes for $65 to $70. This is a near mint copy. The only issue here is that there's a little hole punch right there. Other than that, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous record. And Bobby Hutcherson is just really going up in my estimation as one of my favorite Blue Note musicians and arrangers. So really, really cool. And speaking of Bobby Hutcherson, I got a lot of records from eBay. This one was in it, and I mean, I paid like $70, $80 for the lot, and just for this one record, it would have been worth it. And it's Bobby Hutcherson, San Francisco, featuring Harold Land. This really is nice because it splits that difference between kind of commercial jazz funk and that searching, seeking Miles Davis jazz fusion. Really, really cool. You get to have your cake and eat it too on this one. It's going to be explorative for the artsy ones that want to just really ruminate in jazz, but it's also going to have the beat so that you can really sink your teeth into it. For fans of Miles Davis's In a Silent Way, and for fans of people who are Weather Report Sweet Nighter, this is splitting the difference right here for you. Great album, and it's an original press on Blue Note. Next, another lot. I got a lot of Antonio Carlos Jobim records, and this is an original Stoneflower on CTI label. This is my favorite Antonio Carlos Jobim record, and it's got an edge. It's just got an edge, and I mean, look at that cover. The cover alone is really what sells me. So, really, really cool. And next, another gift. This one is from my buddy Nick Rep. He always is hooking me up with some really cool stuff. I send him gifts, he sends me gifts, and then this time he really outdid himself. I've been looking for this record for quite a long time for a decent price, and he just went and popped it for me, and so I just really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you. And this one is Bob Dylan's Love and Theft. This is an original 2001 copy with that promo sticker, and this is definitely a top 5 Dylan record for me. Some of the best lyrics that are in here. He really does just have like a lot of fun. It sounds like it's the most fun Dylan has had probably in the past 20, 30 years, in my opinion. And he doesn't sound angry, he just sounds like he's having a banging good time. And, you know, as far as older voice Dylan, this is probably my favorite of his later works. So, really, really cool. I'm glad. Glad doesn't even begin to cover it. That's going to be in my best finds of the year, and it was a gift. So thank you very much, my good man. And then probably this will be hard to top for best find. I've been really getting into AOR and jazz funk from the late 70s, early 80s. That Fender Rhodes sound. It just is starting to click with me. And I was at Mad Hatter in Fond du Lac, and I saw this record. I'm like, this is either going to be gold or it's going to be trash. And it's called Jonathan Hansen, Out of the Rut. And I'm like, oh, this looks like it's going to be really bad Christian folk music, or it's going to be really cool, because I noticed when he's putting his hands into this, you know, bramble bush, and there's a Fender Rhodes in there. And I'm taking a look at some of the some of the instruments on here, and I'm like Fender Rhodes, Baldwin Grand Piano, ARP, Omni synthesizers, Fender bass. Like, this sounds kind of cool, and it's only $3. I bring it home. It is one of the coolest sounding private press jazz funk beats that I have ever heard, and it's in mint shape. And what makes the cherry on top is that this $3 record goes for a medium price of $115, $130 on Discogs. The cheapest copy for sale is $250. I do have this copy up for sale on Discogs, but it's like $350. I really don't want to sell it, but if somebody did offer that price, I probably would. It's just so cool. It's so cool. One of the coolest records I've found in a long time. That's what record collecting is all about: getting your hands dirty, finding something that you've never ever known about, and just being like, wow, my ears are just I'm just resurrected by the sound that I'm hearing. And so yeah, those are my finds. I did not show a lot of records. This video is already getting pretty long, so I thought I'd try and trim the fat. But yeah, I will, again, I'm just going to do these videos as I feel them. And I think that that's important, to just go with it in an almost spiritual type of way. Because I really liked what Eric Weinbender said in one of his videos lately, is that we're having a conversation. I mean, I know I'm just talking to you through the video, but at the same time, I want to be in a good place. I want to be in a good vibe. I don't want to be bringing you down. I want to be bringing you up. So thank you very much for coming in. Let me share some music with you today. And as always, I hope that you have a good day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.